Well, a shooting has rocked the Salt Lake County Sheriff's Office as 2 deputies were shot in the face and a gunman was killed, all at the Sheriff's Complex this morning.
We have team coverage for you tonight. Fox 13's Lexi Johnson has reaction from local leaders and law enforcement. But we begin with Spencer Joseph, who has been on scene all day and has the very latest for us tonight. Spencer.
Good evening. Yes, right here on the front lawn of the Salt Lake County Sheriff's Office. This is where this shooting took place. Now, while investigators have left the scene, they leave behind lots of questions in what Sheriff Rosie Rivera is calling a shocking shooting. But there's one thing for certain tonight, and that's that this investigation is far from over.
You know, it's a struggle. We're just fortunate that they weren't killed.
One person is dead and 2 deputies hospitalized after a shooting on the front lawn of the Salt Lake County Sheriff and UPD campus.
But I felt it was important that our community know that the deputies are going to be okay.
Little is known about why this happened, not even the identity of the suspect.
He's approximately 30 years old. That's just a guess because we don't know who he is yet. We don't know what he was doing here on our grounds. We are speculating that he might be transit. And the deputies were just going up to him to, check on him.
Here were the initial dispatches.
Officer down, South Salt Lake's en route. They heard the shots fired, and there's an officer on the grass.
As officers respond, you can hear their urgency.
Copy that. I'm code. Let's get medical en route also.
10-4, they're en route.
Copy. Let's get a hold of life flight and get them on standby.
Copy.
Also communicating updates from the scene.
Preliminary copy. Just advising the suspect is down as well. Not yet, but we do have 2 officers down now.
These 2 deputies are what's called an MCIRT, or Movement Critical Incident Response Team.
They do campus patrol for us. The odds of them getting involved in an officer-involved shooting is slim.
One deputy will be released from the hospital.
He has a bullet that did graze right through his cheek and out. There's quite a bit of damage on his face.
The second remains in critical condition, having been shot in the eye and going into surgery.
We do believe that he is going to survive. They're both great individuals, and they're strong, and they were partners, and they care about each other.
As investigators work, this moment has shocked all deputies and officers that work here, as well as the community around the department.
This is our working home, and it hit close to home. And, that's why we have campus security, but we do stick together. And I always talk about the Salt Lake County Sheriff's Office family because we are truly that.
The officer that was shot through the cheek is supposed to be released from the hospital this evening. However, we are waiting on confirmation for that as information continues to come out about this trying day. Ryan, Amy?
Spencer, thank you. We hope to learn the names of those deputies as well in the coming days. Thanks so much for your coverage today.
Well, we are seeing and hearing a lot of reaction about this shooting coming in from local officials.
Fox 13's Lexi Johnson continues our team coverage tonight and has a look at how people are responding to this deadly incident. Lexi.
Well, Brian and Amy, those responses started rolling in pretty quickly after the shooting. Many saying that they are giving their prayers to the deputies as well as their families.
Our thoughts and prayers are with the Salt Lake County Sheriff's Office right now.
Utah County Sheriff Sergeant Spencer Cannon says while law enforcement trains for these types of situations, you can never predict what's going to happen with every encounter.
You never, in your contacts with the public, walk up there thinking that this is going to happen, but we train to be ready for it when it does. But when it does, it's almost always a surprise.
Sergeant Cannon saying as soon as he heard the news, he started checking for updates on the deputies' conditions.
That was a relief to know that it looks like one's going to be released and the other is going to be a little bit longer, but looks like he's going to make it. And you breathe, physically, you actually breathe a sigh of relief.
Other local officials responding to this incident on Twitter. Governor Spencer Cox and his wife, Abby, Senator Luz Escamilla, and Representative Chris Stewart all saying they're praying for the deputies and a speedy recovery. Senator Mitt Romney also tweeted saying he and his wife, Ann, have heavy hearts thinking about the situation, and they're praying for the deputies and their families. The Davis County Sheriff's Office also wishing the deputies a swift recovery. And Utah Attorney General Sean Reyes shared his thoughts with us.
We hope Utahns will join us in praying for the quick recovery and full recovery of these brave deputies.
Salt Lake County Mayor Jenny Wilson saying all county employees are thinking about the deputies and hoping for the best.
These deputies are part of the Salt Lake County family, and my heart goes out to them. I wish them well in their healing.
Sergeant Spencer Cannon says as we pray for the deputies and their families, it's also important to remember the family of the suspect.
For me and so many others, the other thought that comes out is that there's another family or something who's out there suffering now because there's been a loved one lost.
Now, in speaking with everyone today, they had a pretty solemn tone talking about this situation, but they say they are relieved hearing about the conditions of the deputies, and they're hopeful for a full recovery for them. Live in Salt Lake, Lexi Johnson, Fox 13 News, Utah.